Welcome back, party people. We have another edition of Timeout, and today we're going to be listening to and commenting on a YouTube video. This lady asks, "Is Kevin Samuels right?" So I'm going to dive in here and see exactly what she has to say. Let's see if Kevin Samuels has a little something here. Um, yeah, some tells me she's gonna have a little bit of attitude going on with this one, but here she is. Let's roll with it.
Y'all say that women don't like to take accountability for nothing.
Nope.
Okay, so today's video is all about accountability.
Yeah, I haven't seen this. I have not seen this. I swear, and something tells me she's still not gonna take accountability. Y'all think women don't like to? I definitely think that most of them don't. Not all of them. Not all of them, but yeah, I don't think this one is either.
Welcome back or welcome to my channel. This is Tanisha Talks, where we keep it real, raw,
Them
and
eyelashes.
transparent.
Wow.
In honor of being transparent.
Whew.
Kevin Samuels, the Godfather, whatever y'all like to call this man. Real quick, my thoughts on Kevin Samuels.
Whatever
I do think
y'all
that
like to
he
call
is
this
very
man.
extra and very rude for shock value. However, I can honestly say that he does make a lot of valid points. Now, I know that a lot of men and women dislike him because they feel like he hates women. He's always demeaning. Honestly, I see Kevin Samuels in the same way that men saw Derek Jackson before he sabotaged his reputation.
He's pandering women. He's playing on emotions to make profit.
He just says what y'all want to hear because he knows that you guys are going to respond to that in a positive way.
Well, this is
Let's go.
exactly what Kevin Samuels is doing as well. I definitely
See, she's already. The question was, is Kevin Samuels right? And already she's discrediting him or discounting everything that he has to say. You know, he's just saying it for shock value, and there's no merit to it.
feel like he has seen success in his niche by playing on the emotions of men who are very frustrated with dating. Men are really happy that they finally have someone to advocate for them, to co-sign all the things that they have been thinking, but they may not have wanted to come out and say it themselves. Regardless, I do try to filter out all of his bullshit and really listen to the messages at hand.
Okay.
The one that specifically stood out to me is the one where he talked about whether or not high value men should be dating out, right?
Okay.
So dating outside of their race. I have definitely taken a stance that I feel as if black men are giving up on black women.
Okay, let's pause it here. Let's see, what does she have to say? I definitely didn't see this post. It feels like too many black men nowadays are quick to give up on black women. The question is why? And again, like we always say, accountability, like Kevin says, and I'm going to steal one of his quotes. Sorry, Kev. I'm going to have to give you credit for this one. Accountability is like kryptonite. It is. They run from it. So let's continue on. While placing other ethnicities on a pedestal. Meanwhile, here we are, still holding down the fort. Okay. Let's unpack this. Okay. So black men have given up on black women nowadays. And I think it started in the foreground. Black women have long since given up on black women. Henceforth, the attitude toward us. So if he's not bringing in a certain amount of money, if he doesn't look a certain way, you know, he's a broke dude, I don't want him, or he don't have a six pack, he don't look like Morris Chestnut. There's a whole lot of that stuff going on in our community. While placing other women on a pedestal, black men have since the beginning of time put their women on a pedestal. We have died for our women. We have done everything that we can possibly do to lift our women up. And now women are starting, yes, to create their own brand, and they're starting to make their own money. And they obviously think that this is important to men. Ladies, it's not. It's not important to us. I just want you to understand that. But now they feel like, oh, the black men have abandoned us. No, we just want somebody to treat us good. Be fit, be friendly, be fun. Treat us good. That's all we want. That's it. Meanwhile, here we are still holding down the fort. What fort? What fort? If you're holding down the fort, Okay, let's say you created a home for a man to come to, right? But if it's nagging and nigga, you ain't shit, nah, nah, we don't want to hear that. Nobody wants to hear that. Nobody wants to hear that stuff. We don't. I've had my fair share of dubs when it comes to dating, but I've never come out of my mouth and demean black men because of it. Yet, now, I don't know you, lady, so I don't know if you have or you haven't, but this post here doesn't seem very uplifting to black men. It doesn't seem uplifting to me at all. So it just paints us in a negative light. So if you're saying, hey, I've never come out of my mouth and say anything bad about black men, black men are quick to give up on black women and placing others on pedestals, that's not uplifting black men. You've contradicted yourself in your own post right there. Woo! Let's go.
Specifically because they are choosing to date outside of their race and they demean black women in the process. What I thought was interesting.
See, it's not demeaning if we're calling out your bad behavior. That's not demeaning.
That Kevin Samuels talks a lot about how women are the ones who actually leave relationships. So his standpoint is that women actually give up on men a lot more than men give up on women. One thing that I am guilty of.
All right, we got some technical difficulties here. Bear with me here. All right, we're back.
Is kind of being in this state of wanting to be single, focusing on myself, not wanting any distractions, not wanting the stress of dealing with men. So from that perspective, I can see how that might be seen as giving up on men. So most women would say they don't want to be single forever. They do want to have someone, but then
So I don't think there's anything wrong with wanting to work on yourself, but it shouldn't be that hard. It shouldn't be that hard to just be nice to people. And black men have illustrated this for a long time. And we've made this analogy as it pertains to your monthly cycle, right? Your monthly cycle, women are able to go to work and be on their monthly cycle. I mean, on the heaviest days, on the worst days, the most painful days, and can be as nice and polite and as kind and caring as possible during that time. But when they get home, they are mean as hell. Some of them, not all of them, are mean as hell. So it's the same thing with black women. Same exact thing. When they go to work, they can be nice and sweet. They get home and it's to everybody else, including the person that's supposed to be your quote unquote king, because a lot of you consider yourself queens. So again, that's, borderline narcissism. But yeah, no, I'm not down with that.
Actions are saying otherwise. I feel like the biggest disconnect is that we really don't know how to be women, right? And I'm gonna just be completely honest. I don't.
I'm gonna have to agree with that one. And that's not to put her down, but yeah, I think it's more so they don't know how to be feminine. That's the problem. I think that's the issue.
Feel like I ever had someone in my life who from an early age said, okay, I'm going to teach you how to be a woman.
Your mother
More
let you
so,
down.
I'm going to teach you how to be a woman.
Your mother let you down.
In a healthy relationship. This is what you do.
Your grandmother let you down.
But I really can't fault a man for feeling like he also doesn't know what to do because we're in the same boat. And the sad reality is that there are a lot of black women who are raising daughters and they're not really instilling these values in their daughters.
Exactly.
They don't know how. But as a result of all of this, I think that
Well, I understand that you may not know how, but black men have been telling you this for decades now. How to treat us, how to act around us. But you refuse to listen. That's the problem. You refuse to listen. We've been telling you forever. Stop doing this. Stop doing that. Stop acting like this. Stop having this kind of attitude and this demeanor but no one listens. You guys don't listen. And now that black men are starting to do their own thing, now it's become a problem. It's a problem for you. Well, if you had listened, we wouldn't be trying to do our own thing.
As black people are very vocal about what it is that we want out of a partner, but we really struggle with the giving piece and really understanding what it is that we are able to contribute. Now, I can only speak from the perspective of being a black woman. My friends, they are black women, so I'm speaking on what I'm seeing with black women. So we tend to have this idea that if a man is really interested in us, then he will put up with our baggage, with our trauma.
See? Yes. Man, actually, she's pretty good. She's pretty good. I like this video. You know, she's exactly right. They think that, oh, he loves me or he likes me. Yeah, he'll deal with me being like this. Yeah, yeah, that's exactly it.
Until we feel comfortable with changing. Until we feel more comfortable with letting our guards down, being more vulnerable, and dare I say it, submissive. Men have more of a tendency to see things at face value. You're what they want or you're not, and they're probably not going to stick around and wait for you to get your shit together.
We
they're
are
gonna
not.
Move on to someone else who already has the things that they're looking for.
Exactly. Exactly. If you're hiring for a job and somebody comes in and gives you attitude, talking about they're going to be late all the time, talking about, I didn't come here to work today, I'm on my period, don't talk to me, you know, who the hell is you, nigga? Of course not. Of course you're not going to get hired. You'll get an interview, but that's about it. And then we'll bring the next candidate on in, and we'll see how that goes from there. And if that candidate so happens to be white, that's your bad. You had the job. You could have had it, but you threw it away because you couldn't control your goddamn mouth. Control it. You know what? The problem is that a lot of women out there, you know, look.
She belongs to the streets.
Just a lot of them are like that. And a lot of women, you just need to
get your shit together. Get it all together and put it in a backpack. All your shit, so it's together. Get your shit together.
Exactly. Get it together. Period.
Get your shit together.
For those women, these are the women who might be outside the Black community because their family raised them from an early age to already be out the door, not having these issues. I'm not saying that people should date outside of their race instead of trying to work through the issues that we have within our community. But if I'm being completely honest, you had two men. One was like completely perfect for you, everything that you were looking for. The other was not. You didn't have to mold him. If we erase race and anything else, any type of loyalty you feel that you have, you probably going to go for the person who already has their stuff together, right?
Yep.
One of the main takeaways for me is,
man, she could have stopped the video right there. And I hope a lot of women are listening to her and listening to this. If you're not coming in the door with your shit together, just keep going. Just keep moving. You don't need to be dating. I know Kevin Samuels puts a lot on therapy. Whatever it takes for you to get your shit together, get it together.
Working on being accountable for possessing these traits that a man might find less desirable. Men want women who are going to be supportive, who are very nurturing, who can hold them down when they're going through things, who can help them get to the next level. If those are the things that men are looking for, and it's taking you forever to even get to that point, some people might run out of patience. Black women are kind of doing this thing where we convince ourselves that we really are okay with not having a man. We definitely glorify being single more than I think it needs to be glorified.
Yep. And not only that, and again, I pointed out, Kevin, not that I'm writing this job, but I have listened to some of his videos, and single women keep single women single. They do. They tell you that your attitude is fine when it's not. They tell you that your demeanor is fine when it's not. They tell you your feminine is fine when it's not. They tell you your weight is fine when it's not. They tell you your hair is fine when it's not. They tell you all these things are fine when it's not. When it's not. If I break my leg, ladies, I'm not going to go to a mechanic to get my leg fixed. I'm going to go to a doctor. I'm going to talk to somebody who knows what they're talking about. If you want to get a man, you talk to men. You don't talk to girls. You don't talk to women. You don't talk to other females to figure out how to hold a man, how to get one, how to treat him. You talk to men to figure out how to get a man. Talk to your father. Talk to your brother. Talk to your uncle. Talk to a really good friend that you may have at school, from college, whatever. But talk to a man, not to women. They're only going to give you bad advice, period.
And to convince ourselves that love doesn't matter as much or isn't as important to us when it really is. We have a hard time saying like, yo, I want to have a man. I don't want to be by myself. And it's not weak to say that. Like, we're human. Everybody wants to be wanted. Everybody wants to be loved. Like, anybody who says that they want to die alone and they don't want to have somebody in their corner, they're lying. It kind of makes you sad.
I agree.
Then you start being like, okay, well, what's wrong with me? Why am I not finding that? So in order for me to kind of move on throughout my day and to not get into this state of being sad and depressed, I'm like, you know, I don't need that. Like, I'm good. If it happens for me, it happens. If not, I'm okay. Not the truth, but it's what I tell my mind because that's what I need to maintain my well-being. I think a lot of women are doing this, and I think that we really have to come to grips that if we don't change this way of thinking, like, we really will end up alone.
Oh, yeah. I got to give her this. Yeah, she got to get this. You know what? I got to give her two of them. She got to get a double clap because it's true. It's so true. And I think what the women fail to realize is, and I've said it before, and I think you've heard you may have heard other content creators say it, but Black women in this country outnumber Black men by 2 million of the dateable population. So if you want a Black man, especially if you want a really good one, you got a good one on deck and you don't know what to do and you're toiling between him and the bad boy, go ahead and pick the bad boy, but just be careful what you ask for because you're going to get it. And then somebody else, maybe like this woman up here, she going to get the good one and she going to be off and running and with the rest of her life and she going to be fine. She going to be great. And then you going to have a baby daddy with 3 kids and then at 45 talking about where all the good men at, where you let him go. You didn't want him. And the bad boys will stop being bad boys when they can't get women, when they can't get girls. Stop going after bad boys.
Hard to really be honest with myself and be like, yo, I gotta do better. I gotta make better decisions. I have to be more desirable for someone. It's great if you find someone who's patient with you. That shouldn't be their job. At the end of the day, what you should be doing is working on yourself. Other person should be working on themselves. So that way, when you come together as a unit, you both are bringing the best version of yourself.
There
and
you
I think
go.
that we really need to do a better job of calling our friends out on it. I can't count how many.
You know what? It's so weird. Like, she's asked was Kevin Samuels right, and she didn't have a lot of nice things to say in the beginning, but a lot of stuff that she's saying is stuff that he said. She's just regurgitating everything that he said. Even this point right here, calling out your own friends, he said that 1,000 times. 1,000 times. And he said, work on yourself. Go get therapy. Go get help. Don't do this. Don't do that. Everything that she's saying is stuff that he said. So apparently she must think he's right.
Times I've had a failed situation with a guy, and I very well might have done something that impacted the way it ended. The kind of cosign behavior that you have that could be, dare I say the word, toxic, but no one's calling each other out on it. But ultimately, I wanted to just kind of convey that I feel women should be a little bit more receptive to the feedback that we're getting from men.
Oh, bang. Right again. Right again. And I would just go a step further, man. Not just a little more receptive, very receptive. Very receptive. If you got a good man, sit him down on the couch tonight. Sit him down and say, look, you are a good man. What do you need from me? And if he say, oh, just give you some generic answer, no. Take off the gloves and say, look, we're not going to fight about this. I need to know what it is that you need from me. Physically, everything else. Men are visual creatures. I mean, I know women don't like to hear this because they want to be able to eat what they want. They want to be able to look how they want, but men are visual creatures. And it doesn't work that way.
feel like a lot of people are defensive about the things that he says because it's the sad truth. Like, it hurts when you're hearing something and you realize, like, deep down inside, oh shit, that applies to me. Like, this is a problem that I have. If we want our black men, we're gonna have to fight for them. And I think that we shouldn't see a problem with fighting for men and showing that we want them, showing that they are desired, and just like men shouldn't be afraid to do the same thing for women, you know?
Y'all, somebody need to wipe this lady up. I think the light bulb has come on for her. So I think somebody need to go ahead and take this one off the market. She's got it. She understands what's going on. So, guys, thanks for hanging out with us. We're gonna leave it right here. I'm gonna leave a link to this video in the description below. So if you want to see the rest of what she has to say, she started out a little rough, but she ended up on point. She was pretty much fire. So thanks for hanging out with us. Remember to hit the like, subscribe, and notification bells now. And we are out. Deuces.